What's up? What's up? It's Trad Moody here from A Toy Kind of Mood with yet another ranking and review. Odin is here. The god himself has arrived at retailers, at least at Amazon. I believe he's also shipping soon from Entertainment Earth. But he's here, so that means we've got all the 85th anniversary Marvel Legends. Yes, celebrating Marvel 85 years. It's been a real damn good array of toys, man. Like, almost everything is good. There's nothing bad in this ranking, but it's just how good, how great. I mean, most of it's real good. So what's with the rankings anyway, dude? You're doing a lot of them. It's because it gives me a chance to do some mini reviews on figures I either didn't have time to get or they just arrived at my doorstep a little too late. The cool thing about these rankings is I'm not going to do full reviews and I'm not going to even do mini reviews for figures that I've fully reviewed. And number 10 is Skaar, the son of Hulk. Man, he's real good right off the rip. I don't even know. I mean, this guy could end up in a top 5 for most people. Start leaving comments. Let me know. I mean, is number 10? What the hell, Trav? I mean, come on, right? So, obviously, we had the tease. Gotta love what Ryan, Dan, and Dwight do with the teases with this knife. And if you got a better name than the knife, I'm usually pretty good with weapon names, but I found nothing. I do know it goes into the back and is scabbard there. Slide that in. Pretty cool. It's not loose. So yeah, you can see it's pins, it's reused. And maybe why it's number 10 is because it's a Build-A-Figure, right? Oh, and there goes all my camera stuff. So the Hulk, you know, he tends to smash even the Skaar. So that's the whole thing is like these legs are going to come off probably easy. All I'm having a difficult time putting them on, but face sculpt wise, he's dope. Comes with 2 face sculpts. He's got this menacing Ozzy Osbourne drippy hair look. And then we have this flat out awesome windswept hair look. Just absolutely terrific. So you could get a better look at the face sculpt. They did an awesome job. All the menacing wrinkle detail, the green eyes. I mean, Skaar basically, Planet Hulk, he's what if Hulk was Conan? You know, mixing Conan the Barbarian. You got this large sword. There's some weathering there, some detail. So overall, really good. You know, you got the fur here. It's got some cracks on the front there, some little bit of detail. Not a whole lot of paint. You know, you get a different brown here on the knife, but overall pretty good. And you got the typical giant man build-a-figure butterfly joints, which are good. And I'll have some comparisons to some other Hulks, do some sizing and see if the sun is as big as the pops. But yeah, overall, he's a pretty damn good figure and an absolute massive improvement from the previous Skaar, that's for sure. And now we got Skaar next to the Red Hulk, a reissue I really enjoyed. Go check out that review as well. And he was a Build-A-Figure as well, and that was the only thing hindering him, but completely massive compared to the Skaar. And here's the Son of Hulk next to the Gray Hulk. And here we got Sun with Pops. It's the 20th anniversary, that Toy Biz anniversary Hulk, with a custom head sculpt from I Bent My Man Thing. IBMMT on eBay. From the Fwoosh. All right, whiskey score for number 10 in the 85 years of celebrating Marvel for Skaar. Full of scars, cool detail. Just a cool figure. Just not the most exciting one, right? Pretty good. I like his sizing. Obviously, he's smaller than all the Hulks I showed you, which is cool. Adding to that sun part, but still incredibly menacing. This windswept hair look is a 5 out of 5, just so good. Really like it. Again, Build-A-Figure parts. You know, real good reuse. Definitely improvement from before. I'm going to go 3.75 out of 5. It's good, really good, but just nothing great. It's not going to spotlight your collection, or it's just going to hang in the back with that giant sword, and there's nothing wrong with that. Number 9, it's the animated series vintage Spider-Man Venom. I reviewed it, so there's no reason to go through it crazy. I will give you a reminder. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and even if I didn't, I give it a 4 out of 5. Right at number 8, we're sticking with the Spidey world. We got the Superior Spider-Man. A lot of people are going to hate my number 8 choice here, as we got Otto Octavius as Spidey. It's an awesome figure. It really is. 2 different masks. And one I want to highlight before we get into the legs real quick is this one. You could see like downtown New York City, the tall buildings. Like that's That's an incredible looking sculpt. And it's supposed to be, the lines are actually supposed to be all messed up. They kind of remind you of the old Spidey Toy Biz figs that we used to get that just had the terrible painted lining. But that's the whole point in Superior. He's a mess, as you can see right on his neck and upper torso. You got the lines that are all messed up. But yeah, if you know the story, you know the deal of this character, it's pretty damn terrific. And then there's a look at the other sculpt. It's got the clean eyes, real silvery, shiny. And what's fun is you got an even more messed up paint scheme, and it's supposed to be the lining. Again, it's wacky and crazy. Let's give you a look at how it looks on the back. And then we'll do some articulation while we're here in the head. Looks all the way up, looks all the way down. I'm not going to go too deep into a lot of these characters that have been reviewed for a while, reviewed to death, but just kind of give you a quick preview. Does have some awesome butterfly joint. We'll line up, as you can see, the torso. Renew Your Vows has the ball rocker, chest cut in the middle, while this just has the typical hinge that we've seen from the past. And then looking at the legs, they are the same. So you get the toe articulation on both ends. But the arms, of course, are different. You've got the gauntlet here that Otto has, and then just longer arms. But really good articulation, yeah. And then the drop down legs, of course, drop down hips, because we've got them here in Renew Your Vows. So really good articulation. Doesn't have that ball rocker in the middle, but otherwise great. And then to hide the holes for the legs, you got this cool looking Spidey emblem right there. So just an awesome figure. The fact that this is number 8 shows you how great this list is. All right, so one of the major issues I do have with Superior Spidey, and that's why he's down here at number 8, is because of the legs are just they're too soft, the plastic. And so it's hard depending on what the surface is. If you have a really soft surface, it won't be so hard, but trying to get iconic poses like all 4 of these legs down while he's curled up and kind of in this menacing look, it's just hard to do. I get this plastic surface, and so it's having a hard time resting on it, and it just wants to clench down. It feels like they're just not strong enough, the plastic. It feels very gummy and bendy for these legs. They really need to be a little more mechanical, a little sturdier on the plastic. I get there's a lot of, these are kids' toys. It is a Spider-Man figure at the end of the day, so they don't want anything too sharp. You know, there's a lot of things that go into making Hasbro, Mattel figures, stuff like that. And then unfortunately when you get it, you know, you gotta like cheat it. I know people are gonna do it. It takes time, but you can't just, you know, the whole point of this toy should just be to fold it where you want it and sit it. But see, it's gonna crash down. So that's one of the little issues I got with these legs. Just another example of that is this awesome pose leaning on the legs itself. It's damn near impossible. Maybe because of the way these are articulated too. So you have to kind of, let's see, get it this way. All right, so I got the 2 legs, almost like mech walking legs. And no matter what I do, if I balance it, make it stiff, it just sinks. It just sinks, at least on this surface. And he's got to cheat with the toe there. I mean, it still looks cool, right? But it's not in the air like you would see in the promo images, like where it's almost here. Like, again, if you work at this for, you know, an hour, you'll get it eventually, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of frustrating that these are too weak to use. And then to compare, we've got the Iron Spider here. And yeah, these feel kind of weakish. I don't remember trying to balance him too much because he's got 3. But and as I try to articulate this pack tends to slip off really easily too. So at the end of the day, the functionality on Superior Spider-Man just is not the greatest. Does he look awesome? Yeah. Is the articulation great? Yeah. 3 sets of hands, got the thwips, the claws, punchies, the 2 face sculpts. There's a lot here, right? And it's just a terrific update. An awesome Superior Spider-Man. I mean, far superior than the other one, much like Skaar. And he looks pretty cool next to Iron Spider there. So, a lot of fun. Just wish there was a little more weight to these legs. I'm going to go 4 whiskeys out of 5, but if you wanted to go 4.5 and have them in your top 5, I wouldn't argue. All right, coming in at number 7, it's the Cabal 3-pack, the only 3-pack in this 85th anniversary series. I'll dive through each one, but really quickly, we know there's 19,642 reviews of these already out there, but you don't have the Moody one, so let's get to it. First one I'm going to start with, no surprise here, Moody's favorite villain in all of Marvel is Dr. Doom, so we got some metal face Doom action, and we'll get a nice look at the face scan right there. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, pretty cool. Can't talk about Doom without talking about capes, and it's this cloth cape that we have. It just droops down, not wired or anything special. You can see underneath there's a room for backpacks, but they did add some sculpting there in the back, which is always a nice. It drapes down nicely. It's pretty good. You know, hey, I'll take soft goods whenever I can with Marvel. There's not a whole lot of that these days. It is weird when you get the plastic hood. And then how does it articulate with the plastic hood? Because there's your normal hinge. Can't do a whole lot, to be honest. He can kind of look down and just look straight. But, you know, you pretty much knew that. This Doombot sculpt's more fun. I don't even know. I think I have the carded retro Fantastic Four Dr. Doom, but I never opened it. Here's how it looks, all the design, buckle design. Got the holster, and it's got the Detroit Tigers logo on there. So that's nice. And a kid, D for Doom. I don't know if I've ever recognized that on Doom figures before, even comics, but got the Luger, and it snugs right in there. It's kind of like a olivey green, dark. It looks black maybe on camera, but it's a green. Got a little bit of hinge action on the gun, but not a whole lot. Now, as far as articulation, it got pins, but since it's like a robot, I'm okay with it. This is the one exception where I'm like, you know what, completely fine with pins on it. You know, means obviously it's an old buck. And then comparing this Doom to the card back one on the left, that had the bright vintage colors. This obviously has a dark Doom green on this one. Last bit of articulation, it does have a ball peg on the hinge, which allows some tilt side to side, but not a whole lot. You know, there is a little bit of ab crunch movement. It's kind of funny. It almost feels like you want to pull the torso out like an AEW Jazzwares figure or something, but you can go 360 around. And again, double knees, pins, your typical rocker on the ankle. Everything else seems the same. It's good Doombot. I like it. Dig it. Next up, we got Storm and Norman. Mr. Osborn, formerly known as the Green Goblin. Here is the Iron Patriot. And you can see his face sculpt's got, man, I don't know what's going on with his eyes, but yeah, pretty good. You know, it's one of those face sculpts you see in a digital render and you're like, what the hell is that? But it looks really good. That battle damage, you know, beat up eyes or whatever. Yeah, it looks really good. Eyebrows, jaw, everything. This is a really good Norman head sculpt. It's got that signature square plated hair. And then, yeah, the body is just glossy. You know, my ring light's all over this bad boy. And there's the helmet. So, overall, it's pretty sharp. A lot of people think this is the highlight of the set. But I'm not sure how I feel about how glossy this guy is. It looks plastic. It just looks like, unlike the other guys, it just looks kind of cheap. Feels like a toy just because of I think just the paint style. It's just so bright and plasticky, you know, and even just feeling it. Where if I feel this Model 20 from the Retro series, it's got a little more metallic sheen to it. You know, actually a lot more when you look at the yellows. And the reds aren't so bright and cherry. And you'd also think this would be complete reuse, but it's actually a lot different. Looking at the shoulder pauldrons, different stuff. So you wanted to stay faithful, pinless. Arms are way different, not even close. Legs, way different. Boots, different. It could have been so easy for them to just reuse it, but kneecaps, these are even wider. There's no use at all. We have these weird circle things on the side, but this has a different sculpt to it. Yeah, everything else is different. This is all one piece, where this is cut off and molded on the diaper. And this is all one. And it does have the same undercut, but ball rocker, which is really nice. The same thing. People think this Model 20 is the Iron Man when it comes to articulation. And maybe the same for the Iron Patriot. Man, just all new here. If it does reuse any other Iron Man, let me know, but I'm not exactly sure. As you can see, just that incredible ball rocker all the way around, and it goes all the way back, all the way forward. That ab crunch is terrific. Side tilt is amazing. Iron Patriot's going to be incredible to pose. Double pinless knees, goes up almost all the way to the back. Kick all the way forward. Just, yeah, great articulation. Just too bad it's so glossy. But everything else, sculpt, articulation is fantastic. Oh yeah, just so cool. Be able to do pretty much any pose you want. Comes with these repulsor hands and blasts. And if you wanted to borrow Iron Man's from Model 20, throw those on the bottom of the shoe. They kind of fit in. They don't really fit in too great. They kind of stick out, but since they'll be in the back, you can kind of cheat it. See how that fits in the hand. Yeah, that fits a little better on the hand. They do stick out, but if you get it like this, good. And then this blast effect fits perfectly on the bottom of the feet. So yeah, you'd probably want to use the blues on the hand. You know, they do stick out a little bit, but yeah, really cool. And last but not least is the Taskmaster, a character I've wanted in my collection for a really long time. I think the problem was when they announced this, a lot of people were not thrilled to get another plastic cape, but it is sculpted really well. It's got nice colors, but having a cloth cape with Doctor Doom and then not with Taskmaster was a major bummer. This guy does come with a brunt of the accessories in the 3-pack. Let's take a look at his face sculpt first, though. Skeletor looking mighty fine. Jaw does not articulate. But yeah, he looks awesome. That detail is absolutely incredible. It's so good. All the sculpt here. He's on the Vulcan buck. So he's got the butterflies. And it's really a really strong buck. Moving forward. Doesn't have a chest ball. Doesn't have the ball joint. Obviously the Iron Patriot does, or some of the newer figures. But I like this strap because it's a different color that matches almost a chain, like a golden. And then he's got his version of the holster. It can get confusing if you just throw all the accessories around, because this Luger is pretty much the same as the other one for Doctor Doom. Just a little more old school. And that'll fit there. You can see it's tight. What fell was the arrow. This can be a problem. It's really loose inside the quiver. It's almost like there's enough for like other things in there. But yeah, that'll go in there, but it'll definitely fly out once you start playing with it. It's just kind of the way it is. But yeah, this guy feels really good. Articulates well, obviously. Pinless all the way around. Awesome choices. And then he just comes with so much stuff. His sword's okay. I mean, I think we've seen it before, right? It's fine. Give him that. And he's got his bow. Does have a really nice string to it. It feels really strong. He's got his shield. Taking a look at that detail. It's pretty good. That's not my ring light in the middle. It does have the C-clip that we've had for a long time. I don't know how I feel about it. It's not the greatest, but yeah, he looks pretty good. He's pretty awesome. This could be another one that maybe I'm ranking too low at number 7. That seems really low for this pack. This is an excellent pack. And of course, he comes with an assortment of hands, like a claw hand, 250s, in addition to these 2 trigger finger hands. But Taskmaster is a pretty damn good figure, and he comes super packed out in this 3-pack. All right, so this is a really stellar 3-pack. All the way through, I enjoy each and every character. Mini Whiskeys, Taskmaster's a solid 4. If it had a wired cloth cape, it'd be 4.5 or stronger. Iron Patriot's great, just a little too glossy. I'll give him a 4.25 because of the incredible articulation and really strong face sculpts. And the Doctor Doom, I'm using more as a Doombot because I'm in love with his face. I do like that it has a cloth cape, but you can't do anything with it. It just goes straight down. The detail on the Doom itself is great, but there's nothing a whole lot new with it. Pretty standard 3.75-4 on it. So altogether, I mean, you got yourself like a 4 Dash 4.5 out of 5 whiskey set, just really strong. The Cabal holding it down at number 7. Blazing in at number 6, it's Danny Ketch, the Ghostrider with the Hellcycle. Yes, another one that could easily be much higher on the list. But off the rip, as a display piece, this one's top notch. This is easily the number one. I mean, the blast, you get the full flame effects. They're awesome. You get the flame stand, which totally replaces that kickstand. Minty fire effects rolling around and everything. So well done all the way through. Let's dig into the cycle and then our dude Danny. As I just mentioned, we've got these awesome, really, really strong, yet, you know, it's got a nice, super strong plastic and awesome detail on the effects, mixing the orange and yellows. Just awesome. And any kind of lighting. Got the Hellcycle, rolls into combat really well. Again, no kickstand. This thing only pops up, which is weird. It should have had a piece here so you could put it as a kickstand. Now we do have this flame effect, and it goes right into this peg hole right here, and it fits in really well, and it's really strong. You don't even need the other effect to have it sit, so that's well done, and it replaces it. So I got no issues with that. There's another place to put these bars for the feet. They don't really make any sense, but I'll tend to stick them here. This whole shield piece just slides right in, and you can adjust it however you like, so you can go all the way down across the wheels. You could raise it back up. Yes, the steering column doesn't work. There are no axles, so this just goes side to side, and it doesn't do anything. Here's some detail on the speedometer. Got some logos there, some gauges. Really nicely done. You got leather seats. Otherwise, it's got bare paint on this thing. The Hellcycle doesn't have a whole lot of paint. There's not a lot of detail on it. It's pretty plain. It's really plain. But, you know, I guess they figured, oh, the flame tires and the flame effects will make up for it, and keep your eye on that anyway. Got a little bit of piping in there. And this is all nice. I like all the way the rims did. The rims and the axle pieces and the framing is good, but overall, it's a good cycle, but functionality is bare and the detail isn't absolutely incredible. There is weathering on this like windshield frame or whatever, but minus that, it's pretty bare bones. It's fair. All right, the biggest question about this Danny was the height, because of some comparisons where he is much shorter than those previously released Johnny Blaze Ghostriders that we've seen. But I think the height is fine. He looks great on the cycle. If anything, you know, the cycle maybe isn't big enough, but it's big enough for me as a display piece. He's next to his two best buddies in comic. I think this is pretty good. He's towering over Logan, so at least that's good. All right, now how freaking great is that? at least you could see one of the eyes, but oh, and there's the other one. Oh yeah, that's freaking awesome. So, and you get this jaw. The one thing is my jaw seems to pop out a little bit on the side. Doesn't seem fully secure. So you can see that piece, and I tried to kind of squeeze that in. So the jaw is articulated, but it kind of just stays halfway through. It doesn't fully close, and at least it doesn't stay all the way down. Been mouthed all the time, but yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I like all the detail here, the paints, and then the flame effect head. You get the collar, you got chains all the way around, and nice detail, nice texture. Nice pants there, got more spikes on the bottom. So yeah, it's a pretty strong figure. It's not gonna win figure of the year or anything. It didn't even make the top 5 of this list, but it's pretty good. And then he's also got this chain weapon. We've seen it 8,000 times, but I think it's awesome. I love it. It would have been nice to be wired so you could do something with it. Instead, it just kind of is just kind of a cheap chain. But I do love the look of it, though. I think it's good, and he comes with additional hands. Got a claw hand, and you got another spiked fisty hand. Could punch some folks out. So I'm going to go 4.25 out of 5 Volcano Whiskeys. That's right, Flaming Skull Whiskeys for Ghostrider, Danny Ketch, and the Hellcycle. All right, top 5 time. We got the Astonishing Wolverine. I did a full review on that. Go check that out. Of course, we just showed him compared to Danny Ketch Ghostrider. I went 4.5 whiskeys, but for more detail, peep the vid. Number 5, Logan Astonishing. All right, number 4, it's Warbird. Carol Danvers, Warbird, took Target stores, employees, and customers by storm when she was street dated. Some of the top YouTube toy dudes were like swiping other figures to get it because it was a craze over who's going to review it. But you know what? I got it a little later, but I got her. So that's all that matters. And she is sex A, ain't gonna lie. She looks fantastic all the way through. She just comes with 2 terrific sculpts. This one with the open mouth and the teeth is just vivacious and nice. Got layered hair with the highlights. Really, really strong looking Warbird, right? Warbird. But yeah, just great. Love the logo. It's an awesome buck. She's got butterfly joints, which is, any kind of female buck with butterfly joints. Got a leg swivel there. Awesome articulation. Hinges going on the toes. Got these cool blast effects. Superb articulation all the way through. Seems like a little loose on the butterflies, but if you shake it, she doesn't do that. And then you can pull all the way back. And you got a ball rocker torso, so incredible articulation, tilting side to side. Her head can even tilt side to side despite the hair. Of course, going back, she's not going to be able to tilt up. So in flight poses, that's about as much as you're going to get, but that's pretty good. Another great head sculpt. This one has crazier hair, more windswept, more of a subtle face, just a beauty of a figure all the way through. She is on a disc hinge. Her head sculpt is on a disc hinge, so she could do a little bit, but there's not a whole lot of movement side to side. And then that diaphragm cut is awesome for posing. As you can see on the legs, these have 2 different cuts. Got a whole giant thigh swivel. Over here is more of a whole leg swivel. There's different cuts there. Otherwise, things are pretty much the same from the knees down. Upper torso, of course, is different just because of the cut and the mold, but the articulation is very similar with the hinge right around the waist. And the diaper area from the back seems to be the same. But Marvel Legends is making some damn good superhero women right now. And I'm here for it. 4.5 out of 5 for Warbird. She's awesome at number 4. Coming in at number 3, it's a 2-pack. It's Tupac, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist 2-pack. This was damn good. Did a full review on that over at a Toy Kind of Moose, so go check that out. Gave it 4.5 whiskeys at number 3. All right, we're down to the final 2, and I had to make a choice between 2 of the tall boys in the set. And everybody and their mama's reviewing this one right now. It's the god, the king of Asgard, Odin. He's just the all-father. He's here. He's absolutely spectacular. But I also did want to do, that whole lateness. It's great because it's late. It is the newest one. A lot of people are getting it right now from Amazon and other outlets. But he's damn good. Starting right away, the big boy deluxe. We talked about that cloth cape on Dr. Doom, and we got one here. It's just like a white cheap napkin you get at a crappy Italian restaurant. Almost like a Kleenex. I'm kidding, but it's got all these lines in here. I might have to go and iron it later if I got nothing else better to do. You think Tony Stark will help me? I mean, he is the Iron Man after all. Dad jokes 101. Don't do it. But yeah, no wired cape. I don't think it's necessary, right? It's absolutely not necessary. There's a lot to this guy. This could have been a full review just on Odin alone, but it's more fun to rank him at this point. And just a lot of texture, a lot of detail on the torso, that chest armor, all kind of things going on. Absolutely incredible. They put a lot of money in this. Got that scaled armor, kind of Aquaman-like. It's got the whole tunic. Got the belt strapped around. Got the crescent all kind of finite detail in that gold. Got the PVC loin cloth armor area here. It's nice and sturdy. It's not too flimsy, but allows for more articulation. You get the scales. Kind of reminds me of a lot of like Thanos with these giant golden gauntlets. Get all kind of detail. Just detail, deco, awesomeness. You know, off shoulder pads to allow for some articulation. Now that's one of the issues we've got here is the head pieces on Odin will keep falling off, especially because you got this furry shoulder piece right here. So if you move them around too much, this could pop off. And if you take this off to give him more articulation, it looks silly in this hole. So we'll get into that. All right, let's go deep in close on Odin. See Odin's eye right there, beautiful blue eye. Got some beard detail. This headdress is pretty damn awesome. So like I said, you pop that off. It doesn't stay on too flush. Pops off really easily. It's got the peg there and the hole in the head. But that's because these pop off. And then you got these holes. So I wish there was almost like a substitute to put there. But this is what holds the cloth goods on. So it almost has to stay on all the time, I think. Put that there. Now he's got his hair. Pop that on. And you just want to go straight up hair look. And yeah, you're not going to be able to move his head at all because of this piece. But if you take this piece off, then it adds some articulation. It actually does a whole 360. And put the hair back on. So, I mean, you may just decide to take the whole cape off and leave these two portholes in there. Maybe kind of cheat it like that to add some different looks and some different articulation. All right, now we'll give you a look with his helmet. And there we go. That looks great with the horn look. It's got all kind of detail. Really well done. All these angles and gold plates. And again, it doesn't stay on too much, and you can move his head just a little bit. Swerve his neck just enough, but you can't go up and down. Actually, you can go up. I didn't even realize that. You can go up with the head, and it stays normal, but you're not going to be able to go up too much. That's about the articulation there. And just to give you an example of the level of detail, even underneath the cape, they went all the way with this. I mean, this is almost like a Four Horsemen Mythic Legion level with all this detail. I mean, you might even like it better. Your range may vary, but like what they did over here, keeping this soft PVC. Checking out Odin's accessories. He comes with two Boyds. You get these ravens here. This one's got his mouth open. They don't articulate or anything like that. And they're kind of a pain in the butt as far as where to put them. I think you would probably stick them underneath this fur almost in a way, but they're going to pop out. There's another one. He's got multiple birds. I do like this purple paint wash on here. We'll compare it to the raven from the other Thor. And this one has a purple. Am I getting this wrong? Is this from the other one? This from Raven? I don't know. They end up being the same exact mold. So, whatevs. But you can kind of put it there. That one sticks in there a little better. Shaking it pretty good. But their quality is super gummy, which is a disappointment. It seems like things are getting gummier and gummier and gummier with these plastics, right? Am I right about that, or am I wrong? Some of these weapons from Marvel Legends have not been this gummy before, even G.I. Joe Classified, but this is super gummy. Well, thankfully the sword is not gummy at all. It's pretty good, you know, just barely flimsy. It's got a nice diamond on there. Awesome detail. Much nicer sword than what we got with Taskmaster. It has an awesome handle there. I really dig it. I think it's a really nice one. It would have been nice to have a shiny or silver. It's a little dull. Now this is pretty dull. This staff, it's gold, but there's not a lot of paint detail to it. It does have a nice sculpt, but it's only glossy right now because of the ring light. We definitely can't do a review of Odin without him hanging out next to his kid, Thor, looking good. Pretty similar in height to the Destroyer, a little shorter, which is accurate. The Allfather, Odin of Asgard, the King of Asgard. Face sculpts are great. The head plates are great. Articulation is actually solid for such a big boy, but they put a lot of effort and money into this guy. There's no doubt about it. And he's a perfect way to cap off an amazing celebration of 85 years of Marvel. They did such an outstanding job. I think some of the governing stuff prevented him from being a perfect 5, but he's a home run. I mean, could you throw Warbird 2 here? Odin 4 or Odin 3? Sure. Maybe the newness got us ranked up a little bit. Was really excited to grab him. But he certainly lives up to the hype. Definitely a fun figure to have. At number 2 is Odin. 4.5 whiskeys for the Allfather. All right, number 1, the best 85th anniversary figure in the Marvel Legends line is the Hulkbuster. Yes, the figure I reviewed during Comic-Con. He's just starting to hit retailers here in the States. And I gave in the review almost a 5. I went 4.75 for Hulkbuster. So much fun. Go check out that review when you get a chance. Or any of the review videos of the figures from the top 10 that I did not do a mini review for. They'll be worth your time, I promise. Or at least just like them and leave a comment. You don't even have to watch. Just help the algorithm, guys. Help the algorithm. All right, guys. So what'd you think of the top 10 Marvel Legends for the 85th anniversary, celebrating 85 years of Marvel? Did you dig the video? Let me know in the comments below. How would you rank them? Do you have them all? Are there any you skipped? And if you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. We go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. For now, guys, I'm Moody. I'll catch you in the twirl. Peace.